Welcome, good to see you. It's time to cruise away with Derek and Joe, and we're going to live the high life in this show as well as we take luxury cruising journeys for the next 30 minutes. You will not want to miss a single one.
Yes, prepare to be whisked away in more inclusive luxury now as we make some last-minute plans to see some incredible sights with the Azamara cruises, where peace, service, indulgence and everything else are truly tailored right to your experience and at your fingertips.
Lovely. And we have 3 showcase trips to walk you through. They're all for this year. Coming up, we'll be heading off to visit the Rivieras and yacht havens of Monte Carlo, Nice and Porto Santo Stefano in August. Plus, we'll be taking you around the British Isles in relaxed style for July, enjoying stays in both London and Edinburgh. First, though, let's take an Elysian escape across Greece and the Aegean. And our 19 nights start on the 29th of July with a flight from Sydney over to Istanbul in Turkey, a city with so many treats to reveal. And we have you checked into a 5-star hotel for 3 fabulous nights. Oh, wonderful. I'm going myself, actually, for a little bit of a city break to Istanbul in the next few months, and I'm really looking forward to it. Of course, you're on the banks of the Bosphorus there, and you've got amazing sights to see. It's a gorgeous city, and you've got plenty of time to drink it all in before you start some luxury cruising on Azamara Pursuit for 10 nights. Wow.
This is incredible. This is really such a unique cruising experience because you have more comfort, more luxury, more space. You've got your drinks included, your beers, your wines, your spirits, tips and gratuities, self-service laundry, as amazing evenings, which are a special event, depending on the cruise itinerary you're doing, where they might bring on some local talent for you to enjoy. So it's specifically tailored to your itinerary. You also have overnight and extended stays during your itinerary as well, which is wonderful. So there's all of these extras, port shuttles as well when you're in port, concierge service. I mean, it's amazing to have this experience that is, it does feel like really a large yacht, you know, when you're cruising on Azamara. And you really get to know, of course, the team on board who will make that just such a personal experience for you. More low-key settings, you know, beautifully luxurious, but at the same time, you'll never find anything feels overwhelming or imposing when you're on Azamara. It's about voyaging, and it's about just appreciating the finer things in life in the best way, whilst, of course, cruising to destinations that you've probably only ever dreamed of seeing before. I mean, this is the fantastic thing about cruising in Europe, of course, that you get to get a little taster of some amazing destinations, and maybe you're going to go back again and see them, you know, for a full week or 2 weeks, but the destinations come to you, and it's about immersing yourself in the culture of these places with a brilliant enrichment program. There'll be a travel guide talking you through all the shore excursions on offer. So even before you've set foot in port, you'll have your day planned. Or maybe you won't. Maybe you're just going to take a wander yourself. But that is the great thing about cruising. You decide and you choose what you do with your time, as relaxed or as jam-packed as you want it to be. So we are off to some amazing sites, cruising out of Istanbul, and the first place we're heading to is going to be Çanakkale in Turkey. Now, this is actually the port where you can visit the ruins of ancient Troy, the place of legends. I can't imagine how amazing this is going to be, but make sure you do go ahead and book an excursion to head there. Then we're into Kavala in Greece. This has a beautiful castle and an archaeological site. There's the ancient theatre as well of Philippi. And of course, these ports are going to be very rich in culture and history and heritage. So a lot of you I know will want to be sightseeing for that. Thessaloniki is next. And you know, whether it's heading on a tour to the olive groves, trying some beautiful olive oil and fine Greek wine, or just taking a stroll downtown, this is a dreamy little Greek port for you to visit. Volos is next. A lovely thing about this itinerary is you're actually seeing some more off the beaten track, you know, Greek ports that you wouldn't normally see on an itinerary. Great museums there. There's the Centaur's Path as well, which is the favourite place to visit when you're in this destination. Next up is Mykonos. Mykonos, probably one of the more famous Greek islands, known known for its gorgeous windmills. You've got that lovely backdrop over the Aegean Sea with the white sort of houses, which are iconic against the blue sea. Lovely, lovely views. Then it's Rhodes, and again, this is going to be very rich in culture for you. Now, you might want to head to the Acropolis of Lindos, or the Palace of the Grand Masters of Rhodes, to see thousands of years of history. Amazing. Okay, then we're on to Santorini, one of my true favourites. You've got to see downtown Tira, which is the capital. You can take a cable car from where the ship docks up there and just stroll the cobbled streets of the old town. Wow. Next up, we are into Heraklion. Now, this is actually Crete. And if you are kind of a little bit historied out at this point, you might just want to head to the beach. But I have to tell you, the Palace of Knossos is one you don't want to miss out on. So even if you just head there and maybe do a beach day, that would be my recommendation. That Filio is next, and lovely hikes up to the castle there for you. And of course, you know, in Greece, you can shop for really nice little artifacts in the local markets. So if you head downtown, there's always great little street markets going on as well. Now, we're going to be disembarking in Piraeus, which is the port for Athens, and you've got 3 nights to enjoy and explore, and in a 5-star hotel for you as well, what we consider to be the cradle of modern civilization. You know, thousands of years of history await you in Athens, but there's also, you know, by contrast, there's the modern Athens, which is bustling and exciting and energetic, full of entertainment. You know, we've got live music, beautiful restaurants, lovely bars. Here's your overview, and of course, after you finish your time in Athens, we're going to fly you back to Australia.
It is like one of the most exotic menus you have ever seen of destinations, really, isn't it? And the great thing with Azamara is that you obviously are travelling with fewer people. It's less than 800 passengers on board this ship. The capacity is much bigger, but they deliberately keep the numbers low, so you have that feeling of exclusivity, more of a charter, less of a cruise. And you are porting in prime locations, and of course, because you are travelling with less people, it's less waiting to go and discover those places. You arrive early in the morning and generally leave later in the evening. So a lot more of the ports, you'll stay 9, 10, maybe more hours actually in the port. So you really are, you know, the luxury isn't just about everything that's included on board. It's about the ease of the whole trip. It's about the immersion of the whole trip as well. So this really is the ultimate in inclusive luxury with Azamara for July. It's not even long to wait either, with your flight from Sydney over to Istanbul, 3 nights there in a 5-star hotel for you to enjoy the city and its wonders before joining Azamara Pursuit for a 10-night dream trip around the Greek islands and the Aegean, enjoying longer stays in ports, smaller ports, docking in those prime locations, enjoying all of the wonders of the destinations, being able to do more while you're there as well. Cultural events will be part of the offering with Azamara as well, and getting into the destinations without any fuss, the most incredible dining while you're on board, service charges, inclusive drinks through your cruise, and amazing, incredible boutique service. Now, after 10 nights of cruising, you end your cruise in Piraeus, which is the port for Athens, and then we have booked you in to a 5-star hotel for 3 more nights of incredible holiday before your flight from Athens back to Sydney. Now, bear in mind, this is not a regular cruise. This is absolutely an elevated experience, a curated experience with so much more coming your way. Now look at the price tag, because this should make you smile. Because look at the number of nights, the time of the year as well. This is the peak of the summer season in Europe, and you are enjoying so much, including your flights to and from, and this more inclusive, wonderful, curated cruising with Azamara. I mean, when they have an Azamazing evening and they either take you to a destination in the locale or they bring an element of that location on board, a festival, a market, tastings, entertainment, whatever it may be, that's all part of your offering. And no one feels like they're standing at the back looking in, because there's such a small number of passengers in the first place, everyone feels extra special. Here's an overview of the offer and everything that it includes, and it is stunning. Honestly, for our price tag there, that is an absolutely must-have grab quickly kind of offer. Now, obviously that package is based on Sydney flights. If you need other city flights, just let us know. Absolutely, we can sort that out for you. 1300 411 954 is that toll-free telephone line right now to call. This happens in July. There won't be many places available because remember, the capacity of the ship is less than 800 passengers. So if you are interested, I would call sooner rather than later. It's an amazing offer, as they all are actually, right the way through this show. And the great thing is every single one of the offers that we have with Azamara in this show, they're all for this year as well. So if you've been umming and ahhing and pontificating over your holiday plans and you haven't really got anything sorted, you've talked about it a lot, but you haven't actually sort of grabbed it and done it yet, this show's just perfect for you.
It is. And if you've always been saying, you know, to your other half, we've got to go to Europe, one day we've got to go to Europe, how are we going to plan it? There's so many different places to visit. Look, you don't even have to worry about a thing because the destinations come to you. Everything near enough is included here. So, I mean, this is your chance to see Europe in the very best way. Cruising's the way to do it. For sure.
Oh yeah, you're going to absolutely love it. Right, now I want you to get your most fabulous designer sunglasses now at the ready, because we're going to take you on a luxury voyage into the Rivieras and yacht havens of Europe now for a tremendous dream escape. We've got Monte Carlo, Nice and the romance of Italy awaiting you. It's 19 nights. This one's on the 22nd of August and we fly first from Sydney over to Rome in Italy. Incredible Rome. And we have got a 5-star hotel booked there for you as well for 3 nights. Oh my word, Rome has so much to offer and it's a really nice relaxed start to this wonderful boutique yacht charter feel of a cruise that's coming up for you. You're going to love it.
Indeed it is, and it's the Eternal City, of course, with amazing history around every turn, delectable cuisine. Then we're on the Azamara onward. We're going to be on board for 11 nights, which is a wonderful length of cruise. Actually, it's my favorite kind of length, 10 or 11 days. You have a lot of inclusions that we mentioned, of course, already built into your package. You know, your drinks, so again, alcoholic beverages for you and soft drinks, laundry, as amazing evenings we touched on, which is such an integral part of the enjoyment of Azamara and its brand. If you want to relax, of course, the spa is there with an amazing treatment menu. Anything to rival some of the top spas back home, and you can just go there every day if you want to and have everything from a haircut to a full-on body massage, a fire and ice pedicure. Maybe you're even going to have some acupuncture. You know, it's your holiday and you can do exactly what you please. Now, when it comes to dining, of course, the main dining room is going to be there for you to enjoy for every meal if you want to, and so is the buffet, but you also have some specialty dining that you can explore whilst you're on board.
Just to say as well, your restaurants, when it comes to, you know, arranging what you want to do and when you want to go, it's open seating in the restaurant as well. So traditionally on cruise holidays, you know, it's one time for the early sitting,
yes,
one time for the late sitting. There is just oodles of flexibility. You dine when you want to and where you want to on these ships.
Let's talk about the Chocoholics buffet night that they usually do as well.
Yes,
you just saw the chocolate fountain there, everything chocolate. They even have chocolate sculptures. Yes, my friends, this is the way to really holiday, isn't it? Shopping as well, of course, you have luxury boutiques on board with fine watches and beautiful gemstones and diamonds, so you can treat yourself to that, something you've always wanted. Maybe you're celebrating a big anniversary on this holiday. Do it in style, and you can shop till you drop. Now, we're cruising out of the port for Rome. Let's see where we're off to on this wonderful voyage. First up, we're into Porto Santo Stefano in Italy, famous for its picturesque harbour and a gateway to the stunning Tuscan archipelago as well. Tuscany is one of the most iconic places in Italy. You've got a lovely fortress downtown to visit. We have an overnight on board next in Livorno. Now, this is to give you ample opportunity to visit the surrounding areas of Pisa, Florence and the beautiful town of Lucca. You also have Cinque Terre within arm's reach. You know, Florence at night, wow, it is amazing. So get out there if you can. You can see Michelangelo's David and the Uffizi Gallery. Porto Venere is next. And again, this will allow you to go to Cinque Terre, which is the 5 neighbouring towns, which have, there's a lovely walking route between the mountains if you're a hiker, but you also just have such a charming Italian seaside vibe. Santa Margherita is next for Portofino, and of course this is iconic as well. But look at that. The views, that you're seeing here doesn't even do it justice. You will be just breathtaking when you actually set foot in this part of Italy. It's stunning. Monte Carlo is next, home of the rich and famous. Now, you've got to just gawk at the yachts downtown. That's a must. Yacht spotting. And then head to the casino. That's an iconic place to have a beverage as well. I'd really recommend that. You've got Cannes not too far away. Nice, which is part of the Côte d'Azur, which allows you easy access to the surrounding areas of Cannes, Monaco, Saint-Tropez. You can do that by train actually, or maybe book an excursion which will take you to some of the hot spots. Marseille is next, and that is a lovely gateway to different parts of France where you can explore the wine regions, for example. The Notre Dame de la Garde is a beautiful structure that you can visit downtown, or just stroll the back streets and do some shopping. We're in Saint-Henri-du-Mer in France next. I love to do a little bit of local market shopping when I'm in these ports, and you are there in the summer, so it's going to be bustling. You'll see the local produce. You can just head to the beach as well and see the beautiful blue of the Mediterranean, take a dip. Now, we are finishing in Barcelona with an overnight on board first of all, and then we've got 2 nights in a 5-star hotel. 3 nights in total to explore the Catalonian capital, which is just so rich in incredible architecture and art, you will not know where to start. I would start, by the way, though, with a hop-on, hop-off bus tour, so you can get a nice overview. But the structures of Gaudi, such as the Trio of Discord and Parque Güell and Sagrada Familia, are a must to visit. Then, after this amazing adventure, we will be flying you back to Australia.
Wow. Where do you begin with this one? Actually, if you are a wine lover, you are sailing through some incredible wine country there. You'll notice as well, when you see a lot of, Italian-made itineraries, they follow a familiar path because generally they go to the larger ports, and that's where the larger ships generally go into. Because with Azamara, you've got more of a boutique ship on your hands, less than 800 passengers. That means it's a smaller ship, so it can get into the prime locations and right in the heart of the destinations you're going to. As Joe mentioned before, a lot of them are places where you can simply just walk off the ship and just have a good wander around, get that real local flair. And then you've got wonderful excursion experiences that you can take up if you want to. It's the great thing of having this choice. This is what Azamara is all about. So many inclusions, but also a lot more choice for you as well. So a real high caliber travel experience for August, flying first from Sydney over to Rome. 5-star hotel stay there for 3 nights, and then you have your Azamara onward cruise, 11 nights of romantic and cultured cruising, visiting parts of Italy and France that few cruises get to visit, enjoying more inclusive luxury boutique destinations, porting right in the prime positions. No waiting to go and visit the areas. Enjoy the cultural events that happen both on and off the ship. The most spectacular dining with drinks included, soft drinks, alcoholic drinks there as well for you. And remember, you're sailing with the few here, so it's more of a feeling of a charter than a cruise. You will love it. Ending your Azamara adventure in spectacular Barcelona with an extra overnight there on board, and then 2 more nights in a 5-star hotel there before you fly back to Sydney. Again, this is an opportunity not to miss. At the price we have here, this should be in 5 figures by right. This kind of experience with this kind of cruise line traditionally has always been closer to the 10, 11, 12,000 pounds mark. This is amazing, and this is for this year as well. Again, the date here, the part of the world that we're going to, this is the peak season of summer. This is some of the most expensive times to travel across Europe, and yet you wouldn't know it from looking at this price tag for us right here. It is stunning. Here's an overview of everything that's included, and indeed, if you want to upgrade further, you can. There's a range of different staterooms, suites as well for you to choose from. If you want to talk that over, you can with our team. The telephone number is free, remember. Toll free 1300 411 954 is our number. This is an absolutely spectacular opportunity. I would not miss out on it if I was you. That's a price tag we don't see very often for that kind of caliber of travel. It's ridiculous. So call us right now. Listen, we're here to impress. I think we're delivering, but we have one final flirtatious fling with Azamara for this show, and it takes us for a really relaxed and deeper exploration of the British Isles in style and pace fit for kings and queens. We start your 19-night Dreamaway adventure on the 12th of July, flying from Sydney over to London. And here we have the time to enjoy the majesty of the palaces, the parks and the buzz of England's capital for 2 nights in a fabulous hotel. Oh my word, what will you do first?
I wonder if the king will be in residence when you're there in Windsor. You never know. Windsor's not too far away from the centre of London, but of course you have Buckingham Palace, South Bank. You can see the changing of the guards. Maybe you've got relatives in this part of the world you're going to be visiting. Then we're going to take you down to Southampton, and you are going to be enjoying your cruise on the Azamara journey for 13 nights. This is a much smaller Azamara vessel as well, with just over 690 passengers. So again, it's that real intimate cruising experience, and Derek touched on it before, how it feels more like a yacht charter than it does a cruise ship.
It's wonderful.
That's the beautiful thing about it, but you've seen already the price points in this show are not reflective of a yacht.
No, not at all.
In any way.
Do you know what you will notice moreover than anything on this kind of cruise as well, is the fact that you are waiting for nothing.
Right.
You know, you're not waiting and thinking, oh, well, eventually I'll get this gin and tonic, or eventually I'll get this coffee, or eventually I'll get to the buffet and get some breakfast. You will never be waiting. You'll never be waiting when you're at the ports. You'll never be waiting at any of the dining, the restaurants. You'll never be waiting at guest services to ask a question. You will find that everything just happens with ease.
Yeah, it runs lovely and smoothly as well, and that's of course the Azamara difference that you'll experience. You know, whether it be a lovely deck party with barbecues, we mentioned the Chocoholics night. They have themed parties up there to entertain you as well. So it isn't just about wining and dining, although that's of course an important part of it, and that's why we like to cruise. But also they'll keep you entertained with their bespoke Azamara evenings, of course, and then you have, you know, daily activities. If you're at sea, if you have sea days in your itinerary, you'll have things to do like quizzes and bingos and shuffleboard and deck games and all kinds of different things going on. So if you love those traditional elements of being on a cruise, you've got that side of it as well. You often have visiting guests for you know, different kind of crafting activities and specialized experts in different fields to keep you entertained as well. So we are cruising out of Southampton, and a day at sea is going to see us into the home, the birthplace, of course, of the Beatles, Liverpool. And you might want to do the Beatles story. That's a really amazing experience to learn about it. You know, head on over to the Royal Albert Building or the Chester Cathedral. It's a beautiful city, actually, incredible architecture. Then we're into Dublin, Ireland. Amazing. Whether you head to Temple Bar to see some of the most famous pubs in the world, or the Guinness Storehouse, where you can have your image on a pint of Guinness, you will love Dublin. Then we have an overnight on board in fabulous Belfast in Northern Ireland. This is such a friendly, amazing city. You have Giant's Causeway, so there's a lot of natural beauty to explore. But you have the Titanic exhibit, of course, the last calling point of the Titanic. You can learn all about that as well at the museum. It's very interesting. And then we're into Greenock in Scotland, where you can get out there and visit. We've got an overnight here as well. Some locks, some famous locks. Maybe head to a whiskey distillery. If you love a little bit of a wee dram, of course, this is the birthplace of some of the finest whiskies on earth, but whatever you choose to do, you will enjoy it at the finest time of the year, of course, in summer. Then Aberdeen. Aberdeen also is a stopping off point to lots of surrounding areas in Scotland that you might want to head out to, such as Dundee, for example. You know, it's nicknamed Granite City, actually, Scotland's third largest city. Lots of museums there. Dundee, we have amazing castles to see. I think a lot of you heading to this part of the world will want to spend your time exploring those amazing castles, learning about the history of this part of the world, and just enjoying the natural beauty. Now, we are ending in the port for Edinburgh with a double overnight plus 2 nights in a 5-star hotel. So you're going to have 2 nights to enjoy on board the ship in Leith, and then another 2 nights in Edinburgh in a hotel. So 4 nights total. And Edinburgh is an iconic city. It's absolutely breathtaking, isn't it? I mean, my goodness.
It's wonderful. There's in every sense, whatever you want. If you want parks and gardens, you'll love Edinburgh. If you want shopping, you'll love Edinburgh. Everything about it, the atmosphere there is just tremendous. And then, of course, from Edinburgh, we'll then fly you back to Sydney. Wow. Incredible. I get a lovely look around the British Isles in style in July with this amazing treat. Flying to London on the 12th of July for a 2-night hotel stay there in the capital of England in a fabulous hotel before joining Azamara journey in Southampton for 13 indulgent nights travelling around the British Isles, including a full day in Liverpool and Dublin and 2 full days in Belfast, among many others, enjoying the finest cuisine, service, less queuing and waiting to see the destinations. Your drinks are included, fabulous activities and entertainment on board, and plenty of time to see and enjoy the destinations as well. As Joe says, ending in Leith in Edinburgh for a double overnight there, and then 2 more nights in a 5-star hotel in Edinburgh before your flight back to Sydney. And all of that for a price tag it should not be. It should not be. For what we have included in here and where we're going and just the time you're spending in these places, incredible. I am going to show you an overview of everything that is included for this price tag, because I want you to really truly understand that when you have an overnight in somewhere like Belfast, for instance, it means that on day 1 you dock at 7:30 in the morning and you don't leave until 10 p.m. the following day. So we really do mean a very full day or 2 days in a lot of the destinations here, and you're porting right in the heart of these destinations as well, with more time to see them. You've got excursion opportunities, but of course, you know, you can freely explore as you want to. There'll be great advice on Azamara journey, and again, you won't be waiting for that advice in a long queue, because we are traveling with less than 700 passengers on board. You are going to be amazing. Now, your as amazing evening on this particular cruise is actually a Beatles tribute experience in Liverpool itself. I was just saying, thinking as well, actually, when you go to Liverpool, as well as going to the Beatles experience and the as amazing evening, have your picture taken outside the world famous cavern where they used to perform. Got to be done. Got to be done. Honestly, what an incredible trip. It sounds wonderful. I would love to come with you, but honestly, at that kind of price tag, you know that the whole offer will sell out incredibly quickly. Wow. I mean, they've all been very difficult to pick between, haven't they? Those
Absolutely, yeah. You've got some dream destinations here. That British Isles cruise, though, that tends to sell out very fast. I think so many people would love to do a cruise of those iconic parts of Great Britain, and of course see the history that is connected with it too. Maybe you're going to catch up with some family members when you're in this part of the world. Yeah. So you could extend your stay if you speak to our team on board, of course.
Oh, easy.
Maybe stay a little bit longer in London, or whichever itinerary you're picking here. Maybe you're going to be doing more than one at these prices.
It has been known. It has been known. Listen, if you are looking for inspiration right now, no matter which cruise line, obviously we've featured Azamara cruises in this show, but we deal and do business with all of the major cruise lines. So if you've got an idea in your head, maybe you've got, I don't know, Iceland in October on your mind. Maybe you've got Dubai and Abu Dhabi in your sights. We will have a cruise that just matches perfectly whatever you're looking for. They're on our website now at cruiseaway.com.au, and you can always call us for advice toll free 1300 411 954, and we will see you back here soon to cruise away again.
Bye for now.